Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Normal here, and in this video we're going to do a detailed review of the new device, or rather the new mid-range smartphone from Samsung, the Samsung Galaxy F62. So Samsung Galaxy F62 was launched for a price starting 23,999, and this device comes with a massive 7000 mAh capacity battery with 25 watt fast charging. You get the flagship chipset from the S10 series, the Exynos 9825 octa-core processor with a 64 megapixel quad camera, an AMOLED display, Android 11, and all this comes at a price of 23,999. So how good is the device? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. So if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon for more videos and latest updates from Technique. So let's get started. So first let's have a look at the design and build quality. Now if you look at the design aspect, there is nothing outstanding about the device in terms of design. You can see the squarish camera layout. And the back panel has no other option other than the Samsung logo. The camera layout is quite okay. The back panel has a pattern embossed on the back panel. It's made of plastic material. On the side you get the fingerprint scanner, the volume rocker keys, then you get the SIM tray as well. The bottom has a 3.5mm audio jack, the USB Type-C port, and the speaker grill. The front has the punch hole display. You can see that the center mounted punch hole display, and you also get a beautiful AMOLED display out there. Now in terms of design aspect, we feel the Samsung Galaxy F62 is kind of a decent looking device out there, if not the best. The biggest drawback probably of the F62 is the thickness. You can see it's a very thick device because of the large 7000 mAh capacity battery. So it may not be a device which is quite handy because of the thickness and the weight, although the weight distribution feels quite okay. So that's the design and build quality. Overall a slightly bulky device, but nevertheless nothing outstanding. It's a decent looking device out there. Now next is the build quality. So this is one area where we felt the Samsung needs to up the ante, because we get a plastic back panel. It's not about plastic being inferior, because a lot of smartphones do offer plastic at this price segment, but the quality of the plastic is definitely not great. Now in just 2 to 3 days of usage, you can actually see a lot of scratches being formed on the back panel. This is without the case being used. There is no bundle case. So if you are using a Samsung Galaxy F62, the day you get the device, get a new screen guard as well as back panel, back cover, because this gets scratched very easily. So build quality is definitely something which Samsung needs to improve, at least in the M series and the F series. Now next let's talk about the display. So this is one of the good aspects about the Samsung Galaxy F62. You get a beautiful AMOLED display. Now this is the display. It's a beautiful AMOLED display, and it has a standard 60Hz refresh rate. Now the refresh rate being 60, it's not the latest technology, but this is a very beautiful AMOLED display. Punchy colors, extremely bright and colorful display, and the touch response also feels very smooth. So display wise we feel Samsung has done a really good job. Although it does not come with a higher refresh rate, the display feels like a satisfying experience, especially for watching movies. This is a really good display because you get a really vivid colors and beautiful looking display out there. So that's the display aspect, and we feel Samsung has done a really good job here in terms of the display aspect. Now next is the software experience. So this device runs on Android 11. On top of that you get the One UI 3.1. Now One UI is one of those UIs which has improved drastically. You can see it packs a lot of features, and the UI looks more clean and clutter-free experience, and you can actually see that it packs a lot of features. In fact, you get customization options in the form of themes, then advanced features like Android Auto, motions and gestures, one-handed mode. You can also see additional options like dual messenger, game launcher, panic mode. So these are some features which are included in the UI. Apart from that, you also get the customization like the themes. In the display you also get some additional options to customize. So overall we feel One UI has done a really good job in terms of the experience. So One UI is one of the really good features of this device. It comes with really good features and nice and polished UI, and you get the latest software as well. Now moving on to the performance. So this is one of the major things, because Samsung has been pushing this Exynos 9825 octa-core processor on this device. Now this device has this Exynos chipset. This is one of the chipsets from the Note 10 series, or rather the S10 series. Now this is a flagship chipset a couple of years back. Now this is not a bad chipset by any means. It's a really powerful chipset for this price segment, and it performs really well in terms of day-to-day tasks. Even though it performs really well, we did see a bit of heating here and there. In camera usage, it was kind of slightly heating up. Overall, it had to be cooled down at times when the camera was in use. So those are things which this processor has an issue with. And apart from that, if you look at the gaming, it's not a really great device for gamers. You can actually see that although it does provide decent experience in terms of, it's not a really stable device in terms of gaming, especially with heating, and we are not really sure this is definitely the best out there in terms of gaming. So if you are a gamer and looking for a device in the sub 25k price segment, probably the Realme X7 with the Dimensity 800U makes much better sense. It's a really powerful chipset, so for gamers this is definitely not a device we suggest buying. Now the fingerprint scanner is side mounted and does a really good job. This is a side mounted fingerprint scanner, and it performs pretty well in terms of the overall experience. Now the face unlock is also quite good. Now speaker performance is again decent. The bottom firing speakers did a really good job in terms of speaker output, and the call quality was again good. We actually tried with a Jio and Idea Vodafone, and both the SIM cards did not have any issues here. So we can clearly say that there is no issues in terms of the signal strength and quality. Now there is no 5G support on this device. So if you're a person looking for a 5G device, or rather future-proof device, then this is not the device to go, because this supports only 4G. Now moving on to the camera. So this device comes with a 64 megapixel quad camera. We get a 64 megapixel primary sensor, Sony IMX682 sensor. You get a 12 megapixel ultra wide, 5 megapixel macro, 5 megapixel depth sensor, and on the front panel you get a 32 megapixel in display selfie camera. Now we have done a detailed camera review of this device. You can check out that video to see how good the performance of the camera is. In fact, this is definitely a good camera out there in this price segment. With the Sony IMX682 sensor, it performs really well. Couple of downsides. One is the video quality isn't that great, although it's kind of good. It's not that great, especially there is no 60 FPS option. Even with the flagship chipset, there is no 60 FPS option. Otherwise, it's kind of good camera out there. Performs pretty well, and here are some samples we have taken. In case you want more on the camera, do check out our detailed camera review of the device to find out how the performance has been. Now finally, the battery life. So this is one stellar aspect about the Samsung Galaxy F62. 7000 mAh massive capacity, and this lasts for more than 2 days easily on normal usage. So that's one of the highlights of the Samsung Galaxy F62, and on top of that you get the 25 watt charger, and which charges around in 2 hours and 5 minutes the entire 7000 mAh, which is kind of decent experience. So that's the battery life. So it's a stellar battery life on the Samsung Galaxy S62. So now summing up, is it really a worthy device for 24,000? Now the pros of Samsung Galaxy F62 include great display, good AMOLED display, great software experience, good performance all around, then a great battery life and good camera experience as well. Now the cons include the Exynos chipset that heats up a bit here and there, and not a really gaming device, especially when Samsung says that this is a flagship processor. It's not really recommended for gamers, and the build quality is definitely questionable because the plastic doesn't feel that great, and it's a kind of bulky device, and there is no 5G option as well. So that was a detailed pros and cons. So should you buy it? We feel it's a decent device if you're looking for great battery life, good display, entertainment device in the form of watching movies, good camera experience. But if you're not if you're a gamer rather, then definitely not a device to go with. Otherwise, it's definitely a decent option in this price segment if you're not looking for a 5G device. So that is a detailed review of the Samsung Galaxy F62. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.